Kroger Italian mild style meatballs. They're all pork. I wish they were a blend, but they were on sale for $6. Budget meal. So I've cooked these meatballs before, and I have several times before. I have figured out these meatballs are better cooked low and slow. You know, I put them in, what time is it? 1:24. You know, I won't eat till like 4, and I'll just let these kind of slow cook and, you know, get a little char on them. I start off the pan hot. It's on high. I'll get the pan hot, high, and then I'll turn it down to low and just let them simmer, or, you know, get a little, you know, crusty, crispy on the outside, and then I'll pour my sauce and just let it just cook for a couple hours, or probably like no more than like 2 hours. So we can cook it for a few minutes now. See how the pan is screaming hot. So what I'll do now, a little water. And I'll open them. Now they'll just saute for a little bit. See, now that I'm just going to steam them. So they have a, you know, nice crunchy crust on them. I can't think of a better word. But now I poured water in, as you saw. Now they're just going to steam. And I'll also turn my stove down to like low. It's on 2, whatever that means. All right. So they've been cooking, steaming, whatever you want to call it, for about 15 minutes. Or wait a minute, about 12 minutes. I'm going to drain the water. Sweet basil classico. Then I used 1 can of just tomato sauce. Just because that's what I like. Here it is. I'm going to add some seasoning. Some Italian. Few crushed red peppers. And a little bit of basil. I'm just going to stir it all around with my seasonings. Make sure the meatballs are submerged. I did sprinkle a little bit of sugar to take the balance the acid from all the tomato sauce. All right, and then this will just simmer for, I don't know, an hour or so. The meatballs are probably 80% done. So, yeah, spaghetti and meatball night. It's going to be a good one. Look at that. So, spaghetti and meatballs. It will last me a batch cook, of course. I'm a single girl. I like to batch cook on Sundays. So this spaghetti and meatball will last me today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday. I know that seems like a lot of days to eat the same food, but you know, my work schedule, I don't want to cook during the week. Unless it's something quick, I can heat up stuff, and I don't know, just being, I would rather spend my time doing other things than cooking and cleaning. Okay, we'll be back. And I remembered I have this, what's in the freezer. It's just a chunk of Asiago that I didn't use, but I'm gonna put that in the sauce to flavor it up a bit. As you can see, I just like chunked off some, for lack of better words, and put it in the sauce. It'll just melt into the sauce and it'll be delicious. And that was Asiago cheese. So I do something that's probably controversial in your spaghetti arena, pasta arena. This is my spaghetti bowl. It's all, you know, stained or whatever. That is salt, butter, and pepper. And I'll pour my pasta in when it's done. I normally try to find the protein Barilla, but they're always out of it. Anyway, so I'll put my spaghetti in here and toss it around with the butter and salt and the pepper to flavor my pasta. Also, you know, you got to flavor each component. So I'll flavor my pasta and then pour the sauce over. Well, I totally forgot I bought baby bella mushrooms to go. And I just wiped those off with a damp cloth to get the dirt off. So I'm gonna add those to the sauce now. All right, here are the mushrooms I just chopped up real quick. I'm gonna add some salt to the mushrooms. And then they'll cook. You know, I like my vegetables, you know, just barely cooked. I like them to still have some integrity to them. So I'll just toss these around, stir them around. You can see the steam. So they'll cook. I'm just gonna toss them around. So here's the pasta. I don't cook it even to al dente because when I pour the hot sauce over it, and you see that Asiago just kind of melted right into the sauce, then it'll keep cooking, and there's nothing worse than a soggy noodle. So there you go. And there is the pasta. I'm just gonna kind of let it drain, give it a couple shakes. Okay, pasta is in here with the butter, salt, and pepper, and I just kind of shake it around. Okay, I have the worst lighting. There it is. Spaghetti and meatball with portobello mushrooms. I'll just go around and stir so the sauce can go ahead and get in there with the... Whoop, there's a chunk of that Asiago. Okay, so there. Yep. It's hard to film and do all this with one hand. All right. I'll be back when I fix my plate. And there she is, spaghetti and meatballs. That's the container. That's my meal of the day. And that's what is left of my plates. I'll put that in to-go container to take with me to work tomorrow as a little snack in the afternoon. And that concludes this video. Thank you again for watching and hanging out with me. This is why I batch cook. I couldn't imagine having to clean every night. I don't know how you moms do it or you dads. Yes, I have a dishwasher, but still, you can't just throw your dishes in there with a bunch of gunk on it. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.